Okay. So yesterday, I think one first example we discussed na, how we can use the looping statements to fetching of multiple rows. Okay. Uh, so by using of simple loop, how it was working, we discussed in the last session. And the same thing, one more loop is there here. Sound is okay? Look. Pinchu. Okay, now okay na? Right. And now we can see. And the second one we called as here, the second type, text hiding by using. So by using which loop here? While loop. So while loop syntax is what, guys? While condition, loop, execute statements, increment or decrements, and end loop. And now before you want to write a condition of while, for example, first we need to declare some x value, some variable x, where you want to start, that should be declared. Then after you have to give while x greater than or equals to 5 or less 10 or 10, 12 or whatever it was. So that means this is called as a x starting value. From where I need to start my x value? 1. So this is initially the where from where you want to start. That was represented by x. Yes or no? And that x value we are comparing with our conditions, whether true or false. Okay. And now same as here also, let me come out. Don't write, first observe. So first I need to declare your cursor as usual. So declared cursor C1 is select ename comma salary from EMP. And the same thing. So to declare the two variables here, the corresponding variables, you need to declare now. Okay, fine. Then after we need to go for begin. After begin, as usual, open C1. Okay. Then open means what happened up to here? Your data from database to cursor memory, it will transfer. Okay, now after transfer here, what we want to do, we need to start a fetching. So fetch from C1, storing into your corresponding variables. And fetch will started from which row? First row. So that means this statement is representing like int x is equals to 1. Your x value starts from 1. Int x is equals to 1. That is called this. So int x is equals to 1. After that, then what we want to write? While. While is what now? In your C1 memory, suppose data is found. Found attribute returns true or false? True. When it was returns true? Data having. Data is having in the cursor, it returns true. If it is not having, false. Suppose data is having in the cursor, then I need to start loop. And that having data, I need to print on my screen. Yes or no? Output dot put underscore line of what is that? V underscore ename concatenation comma concatenation V underscore salary. Then I need to give a increment value because one first row and forward direction. So one after 2, 2 after 3, 3 after 4, 4, 5, 6, up to end of the table. But in cursor, what is the problem here? In this case, backward directions we cannot. Cursors are always fetching the data in a forward direction. Suppose, sir, I need a backward direction means we are using what now? Collections. In coming future, it will come. Collections having a advantage. In collection advantage is what now? Forward fetching, backward fetching. But your cursors default only forward and no other cases in our PLSQL. Okay, na? Right. So now it was happened. And later I'm going to writing one more fetch statement. This fetch statement is called as a incremental statement. So into v underscore ename comma v underscore salary. It's over. Then after what we want to do, end my while loop, end my while loop. And after that, you need to close your connection. So after that, you need to close your connection. After closing your connection, what should be? End your begin statement to execute. Then all 14 employees names and their salaries are displayed. Okay. Now I do. Number. I will explain now. Okay, completed. Now you can see. See, up to here, we all of you know it was going to be data will be loaded into your cursor. So first your data is having in the database. Okay, in your database, you have some tables and cursor variable are you declared. Okay, and later two, okay, I declare two variables that's called v underscore ename and v underscore salary. And when you open what I said, this select query executed, this query executed on database and data transferred into cursor memory. Okay, no? Right. And after first statement is called a fetch. Number 6 line you can see. The sixth line, fetch C1 into store the variable. So fetching started from which one? First row. First row data retrieval from cursor memory table and storing into variables. What is my first employee? Smith 800. Okay, na? Storing. After storing, next come to seventh line. Now condition is checking. C1 percentile found. Now tell me, in your cursor, data found or not found? Found. Found means this condition will be written what? True. True means what it will come? Eighth line and ninth line will come. Ninth line, what I written? Print statement. So now first row or first employee data printed. Yes. After printed, next it will come to 10th line. 10th line, what now? Again fetching. But fetching not first row, fetching second row, next row. In the forward direction, next row. Next row means second row. Second row fetching and storing into variables. After fetching and storing into variables, again it will come to where? While loop. Increment after, again it is come to while condition. Na? Yes. So again it will come to while. While again checking. Data found or not found? Found. Found means condition true. Condition true. Condition true means what happened? Enter loop and data printed. Then which data printed? Second row data printed. After second row data printed, again next what? Fetching. So fetching third row. Third row storing into variables. After fetching into third row, and now it will go to where now? While condition. Again data found or not found? Found. Again condition is what? True. Again condition is what? True. So true means what it was come again? Loop and printed. Which record is printed? Third record is printed. After printed, what it will come again? Fetch. Again, which row? Fourth row. Fourth row data will store. After storing, again, it come back to checking while condition. So 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Up to 14, true, 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 na? So 14 rows are printed. After 14 rows are printed, next it will go to fetch statement. Fetch statement after 14th row. Do you have any 15th row? No. So data not available. Not available means what happened? The 15th time it will come to while condition. Now, what is it? True or false? False. False means what? Loop is out. Loop end, close, end your begin statement. Okay, na? So here also outer fetch statement, outside of the loop fetch statement, how many times execute? Only one time. Inside of the fetch statement, 14 times. Outside of the fetch statement means this one here. This one. Inside means this one. This fetch statement execute. This statement execute one time. Understand na? This is while loop. Same as for loop. By using for loop. Okay, for loop syntax. Just remember syntax. For index variable in starting value dot ending value. Next loop execute statement and loop. Okay, so now we can see. And one more thing, for loop by default increment by 1. Yes or no? So now you can come back. So your for loop one advantage is what now here? We are just declaring your cursor variable. Okay, we are just declaring cursor variable. But after declaration of cursor variable, there is no need to open your cursor connection, no need to fetch, no need to close. So open, fetching, closing. These three statements are not necessary to write by explicitly by programmer. Okay, why? Because for loop, when I'm using, automatically it will be open your cursor connection, automatically data will be fetching, and after fetching, automatically exit. When it exit, automatically connection is closed. So that's why for loop advantage is what? No, these three statements you cannot write explicitly, because implicitly your for loop itself, it will be open, going, taking, and sending to user, finally closing. Okay, so that's why I'm not using any variable declarations, nothing, directly begin. After begin, what now? For here variable. Here variable is what now? I, X, Y, Z, ABC, whatever it is. In where is your data? Where is your data? C1 memory, C1. That means starting value 1 dot dot 14. But I can't write 1 dot dot 14 because this 1 dot dot 14 rows are available in which memory? C1 memory. That's a C1 memory. Okay, na? Right. Then after, what you want to use? Loop. Then simply what you say? DBMS underscore output dot put underscore line of what do you say? I dot ename concatenation comma concatenation I dot salary. The two columns I selected, so two columns I taken. Now later simply what we called end loop, and we are calling end and to execute now. See here I'm not using not a open statement, not a fetching statement, not a closing statement. So now 14 employees data we successfully fetch. But how it is working, I will explain. First write down. Okay, right. In this case, what it was happening, you can see. As usual, your data will be having in the database memory. And now are you declaring C1? So C1 allocating some memory. And now C begin. And when the for loop is executed, careful observe. At the time of for loop execution, immediately your query will executing on the database. And data automatically, when for loop executed, see so many actions at a time perform. One is select command execute. Along with that, connection will be open. Data will be loading. Data will be loading. After loading into cursor C1, From there, automatically one by one row will be fetched. And the first row, here I'm creating what now? I is a one variable. So first row, okay, row data will be saved under I. So that means in first row, which column data saving? Name and yes, Smith, comma 800. So here one variable I'm using now. Okay, na? That is called the indexed variable. So now here the first row of data will go to save as per your selected columns data. And after that, this I will save now. After I saved here, this data will come to loop and printed. I value how much now? Smith, comma 800. That automatically printed here. After printing is over, the two columns data, again it will come back to where it is C1. So now again it will be come back to C1. So again come back to C1. C1 here automatically incremented. So your loop started from first row. First row increment plus 1. 1 plus 1. Second row. Then second row data values are storing. Into where? I. Second row data storing. Then the second row data storing into I, then that second row will be printing on the screen. Second row printed. After second row printed, again it will come back to where it is C1. Then 2 plus 1, 3. Then it will go to third row. Then third row fetching and storing that value into I. Then I value how much now? 3. Third row. Then third row data printing. Like it will come to fourth row, fifth row, sixth row, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 14 after 14 printed, then it doesn't go to any loop here. Exactly how many loops? 14. Because starting first dot dot ending 14. When it reached end value, automatic loop exit. Okay, na? So this is what we called as a for loop. So these are the three loopings. Any one loop you can use while data fetching from your cursor. And the first example, single row, nobody can ask you, but everyone asking here, multiple rows, how to fetching in one by one manner, important task. And this examples or this programs you are using in Java also, when you're interacting to cursors. Okay. When your database table data, if you want to fetch the multiple rows from your database, okay, from your database, okay, from your Oracle database to your Java application, you can't write select query there. You can write what now? Cursor programs. That's why cursor is important for Java students as well as .NET students. Okay, now, right. And now these are the three, any one loop you can use which you feel better. Okay, right. And these are explicit cursors we called. That means that these cursors and everything was designed by programmer. Okay, it's our own creation. But the next type of one more type of cursor is there. What is this? Implicit cursors. Implicit cursors. Implicit cursors, okay, basically these cursors are created by system. We are not created these cursors. These cursors are created by system, and system wiser it is created means that in that implicit cursor memory, your system will be save your transactional status. That means transaction means what now here? Three commands: insert, update, delete. So now this is your database table. Okay. And this is complete your server, Oracle server. So now in this implicit cursor, what it was happen, whenever user is performing insert operation, update operation, delete operation, in this three, any DML operation, when you performing on the database table, at the time only your cursor memory created. And the cursor name is called as a SQL private area. That's why, can you see my definition? Cursor is a temporary memory or workspace or SQL private area. And that means implicit cursor's name is what now? SQL. Implicit cursor's name is what now? SQL, predefined name. User defined name, what we are using? C1. That's your wish. C1, C, X, Y, that's our wish. Because those cursors are created by users. But here, this cursor memory created by your system. So on which name this memory is allocating SQL name? Okay, now? Right. So when you insert, update, and delete, so this memory automatically build up. Okay. And what next in this memory will save here? Suppose your insert query is successfully executed on this table, then the successful message, that means query successfully executed. That's called executed, means what it was come to here. Observed anybody? One row is inserted. Anybody observed? This kind of statement is come out, or one row is created. Sorry, one row is created. That is called a result. The query success failure. That information I can understand by seeing of this one row is created. So this status, that is called this is called a execution. After execution, whether your query executed or not executed, that status information, that information will be saving in the cursor memory. From there, it will be sending to your client application. From there, it will be sending to your client application. Okay, then the client understand that my insert query successfully executed. Same as a update. When you performing update, same as a cursor memory allocating. Suppose your update query successfully executed. With your update query, how many rows are updated? Suppose 2 rows are updated. Then you will get what now? 2 rows are updated. You will get. Then that message sending to whom? A client. Like a delete. So how many rows? 3 rows are deleted. Then the message will sending to client. So now here, observe, this is positive. Executing information sending. Suppose user is performing insert operation on the database table, but your query fail. Fail means what? Not execute. Having some error. So that what is the error is occurred, that error will be sent to SQL. That's called as implicit cursor. And that error statement sending to client application. So that means here simple reason. What it is, what it was happened. Either your transaction successful message will be keeping into implicit cursor memory. From there, it's sending to client application. The client application is nothing but Java application, .NET application, database application. It's nothing but anything. Okay, na? So now same as, suppose you perform insert, update, delete. Suppose insert performed. Insert performed means success. Success means what now? Transaction successfully done. Done means what now? Query successfully executed. Then successful message sending. Suppose your transaction fail. Then which message? Failing message sending. So this is automatically who will take responsibility to positive message send it to client, to negative message send it to client, that it will be taken by your system. That's why implicit cursors are created by system or Oracle server by itself. But when it was created, when user is performing DML operations only, not DDL. Okay, na? Transactions means what we discuss in SQL language, DML, insert, update, delete. These called a transactions. So these transactions, whenever user is performing, then your Oracle server internally memory is going to be activated. Which memory? SQL memory. Then your query information will be saved into that. And from that memory location, sending to your client applications. Okay, now that is the responsibility of implicit cursors. Okay, and that is default right down below. So these cursors are created by Oracle server by default, whenever we perform DML operations, on a table. Next point. implicit cursors are used. Cursors are used to check whether a DML query whether a DML query is executed or not. To check whether a DML query is executed or not. Okay, no? Suppose you can see. See, I'm not doing anything. Just we are going to be performing some operation. That's it. So one of my table is EMP. Suppose are you sending this insert into DEPT sending values of 50 comma SAP comma Hyderabad. If I'm sending, so while you are sending this request, so internal what happened? Memory allocation and this query successfully executed or not. If successfully executed, then one message will get it here. What is the message now? One row is created. This message is coming from where? Implicit cursor memory. Okay, na? It coming from implicit cursor memory. Suppose, are you sending some wrong way? Your query will be having some mistake. If you send it now, again the request will go to your database. But what happened? Query not executed. Not executed means having some error. That error message is showing here, missing select keyword. This is, okay, this is what it was here. It is also coming from where now? Implicit cursor. So negative message and positive. These messages, how the server sending to client application with the help of implicit cursors. Okay, na? So these are the default natures. That's why we don't have any question or any program on this. Okay, right. Now we can solve. Next one is observed. Next, one more type of cursors are there that is called as a ref cursors. Now take siding ref cursors. Okay, what is ref cursors here? Observe. Come to your explicit cursor, implicit cursor, leave it because that is not our responsibility. Okay, it's a default things. But come to explicit cursors, careful observe. In explicit cursor, these cursors are preparing by who? User or programmer. But here, one question I want to ask you. Here, I'm going to, through my cursor, I'm going to access some data or access a data from which table? EMP table. So that means in this program, which table data can I access here? EMP table only. For example, sir, I don't want it EMP table, sir. I want it DPT table. Then what we want to do? We can go to rewrite again program. Now the program I want to, that means I re-declared my cursor with what table name? DPT table. So that means separate program again I have to write. Yes or no? Suppose I want it to student table data accessing. Then again recreate your cursor memory. Yes or no? So it means what you understand here. Here x is equals to some value I was assigned in the program, x is equals to 10. Suppose in your general program, are you declaring your x? Okay, na? Are you declaring your x? That x value you assigned at the time of initialization only. Okay. Now this program, if I want to run 100 times, if I run 100 times my x value, how much? 10 only. Because sir, Because this is what? Fixed value, static. You cannot change your X value. Yes or no? You cannot change your X value. This program you can 100 times execute, you will get X value 10 only. Same as this program I need to execute 100 times execute, I can retrieve data from which table? EMP only. But sir, I don't want it like this. I want to retrieve my data from different tables. If I wanted EMP table, department table, student table, or any other extra table, I can call. So I need to call my data based on my required table. Then what we need to declare? This is X is equals to 10. Every time 10 only. But what I'm asking, for every execution, I want to change my X value. Then we declaring? Come on, yeah. Every execution, X value I want to change. Which type of variable? Ampersand ko kya bolega? Sorry. What do you say? Dynamic. Java students, you will be very strong in the programming knowledge here. So X value, I want to change every execution means immediately you can strike like a dynamic. Dynamic is nothing but what? Every time changes na. Every execution I want to change my X value, Y value na. Those X value, Y value, where you want to give it a runtime level or declaration level? Then these are common questions. These are very basic questions in Java programmer, .NET programmer. You always keep in your mind, static, runtime, dynamic, static, dynamic, runtime. This is common because you are daily working that programs only. So which type of now I want to declare my variable? Not static. I want to declare what? Dynamic variable. Yes or no? Now tell me, if I declare my variable like this, can I change my X value every time? For every execution of the program, I can give it a new value. Is it correct? Yes, X value I can give first execution 10, second execution 20, third execution 40. I can give it any value. But the value, where are you sending? Execution time. Is nothing but runtime level. Okay, now? So now, here see carefully. Declared is a cursor is called a data type. C1 is called as it's a simple like this. Int X. Compare now. Both compare now. Cursor is nothing but data type integer. C1 is nothing but X. Your table is nothing but 10. So now that means this cursor, which type of cursor? X is equals to 10. Which type? Fixed. Is nothing but static. Then there is also what? Then your explicit cursors are called as a static cursor. We can access a table or any one table data at which time? Declaration only. So declaration level, which table query you mentioned, from that table only data can be fetched out. And one more thing is what now? Your select query statement. This is called a value. This value, are you sending to whom? Cursor variable. At which level? Declaration level. So that means it is like this. When you compare to the program, declare integer X is equals to 10. This is what. So here declared, careful observe, comparison observe. Declared. Okay. Okay, now? Cursor is called a integer data type. C1 is called as a X, and your 10 is nothing but select star from or select ename comma sal from EMP. So that means if you treat this entire query will as a value, if you treat it is a 10 or 20 or some value, that value I'm assigning to my cursor variable is nothing but X variable to or at what level? Declaration level. That's why this table I cannot change. Okay, na? But now what I want to do, my cursor not should be in the static. My cursor should make it as a dynamic. So how I can make it as my cursor is a dynamic. So then the dynamic cursor is called as what now? Refer cursors we called. So refer cursors are nothing but dynamic cursors. It means that. Understand na? So now write down. So how to write here? Definition. When we assign a select query at the time of opening a cursor, at the time of opening a cursor is called as ref cursor, is called as ref cursor. Full stop. Next, these cursors are also called as dynamic cursors in PLSQL. Okay, now? Right. And these are again two types, guys. One is we called a weak refer cursor. Second one we called as here strong refer cursor. Okay, now? Now first these two refer cursors differences what now? First we will check it out. Okay, now? Then you will get some idea on programs. If I'm not giving differences now, then programs cannot understand. Okay, strong ref cursor. What is the first differences of these two refer cursors means? Okay, first point, when we declared weak refer cursors, okay, without any return type, we can declare it. So without a return type, we can declaring a cursor variable. That type of cursor is called a weak. That means simple, I'm saying that there is no return type. Simple, I'm calling. Here, strong refer cursor variables. If you want to declare, compulsory return type is need. Without a return type, you can't declare the strong refer. So that's why there should be what? A return type. This is first difference observed. Second difference, weak refer cursor variable. I'm going to declare, but whenever you want to declare a variable, what should be mandatory? Data type. Yes or no? So if I want in any language, C, C++, Java, .NET, any language, if you want to declare one variable means that variable data type must be there. Yes or no? So your weak refer cursor variable declaration levels, we have a predefined data types are available. That means weak refer cursor is having its own predefined data type. And using that data type, I can declare. Okay, now? Now write one. It is having its own predefined data type. Okay, own predefined data type. Now, what is that now? Suppose I can say, your syntax, I will give it. What is my syntax for this? Okay, what you say? Weak ref cursor variable name. Here data type I want to declare now. What is data type? Sys underscore ref cursor. This is data type. Okay, now what is the data type name? Sys underscore ref cursor. But here strong refer cursor, the problem is what now? It is not having predefined data type. It is not having predefined data type. So that user has to create a user defined data type. Okay, for which variable? For which variable? Strong ref cursor variable. Cursor variable. What is the syntax here, sir? Now syntax also write down. What is the syntax here? So what is the syntax here? Strong ref cursor variable name. Okay. And now here and before that, wait. Before that, what you want to do? First, you have to use a different data type create now. What is the syntax? Type, and you can give a type name is ref cursor return type. This is actually my syntax. Okay. Based on this syntax, now suppose I want to create here. How to create now? For example, type some UD underscore ref cursor is ref cursor return some type. Okay, the type I will explain in the program. Okay, na? Right. So now how to declare now? Strong refer cursor variable, strong ref cursor variable name. What is the data type? What is the data type? User underscore ref cursor. As your name, your wish. User underscore ref cursor. So this is what we want to do here. This is your second one. And come to third one. What is your third type here? Weak refer cursor. It can, what do you say, access data from any table. So here any table means what, sir? Okay, that means more than one table data can access. More than one table data can access. But here, strong refer cursors, what is the problem here? It can access data from a specific table only. A specific table only. So that means more than one table is not allowed. Okay, now? Now differences understand now? Weak refer, strong refer. Both are dynamic nature. It will be declaring, but weak refer is having advantage of to accessing more than one table data, but strong refer cursors accessing only single table. So now tell me, by seeing of this, which will be important? Weak refer cursors. Name wise, don't go. So many people, they are going to name as, oh, strong refer cursor now, so it is a better. But here, what is that? Weak refer cursors are more advantage. Okay. So now first I will show you one table data accessing. I will explain to you by weak refer as well as strong refer. And later multiple tables how to access weak refer, but how strong refer cannot access. Okay. Let me go for here. First of all, take example on weak ref cursor with a single table. With a single table. Now you can see already same example. Okay, I'm going to converting into dynamic level. But dynamic cursors, when we can call as means when we assigning a select query at the time of opening a cursor. But previous programs, can you see my cursors at the opening means here. This is called opening. Yes or no? But my select query where I was declared, where I was assigned opening level or declaration level? Declaration level. Okay, na? That is your identification. Whether this cursor is a which type of cursor, explicit cursor is nothing but static cursor or dynamic cursor. So how to identify sir means that this your select statement. Select statement, are you assigning at declaration of cursor level or cursor connection opening level? That identified. Based on that, you can understand this is a dynamica or statica. Okay, na? So now let me come out. So now careful observe, don't write, first observe. So now as usual, I need to declare, that's called as declared statement. And in this declared, careful observe, I'm declaring C1, cursor name. What is the data type? Sys underscore ref cursor is a predefined data type. Okay. Then after I will create a normal variable because in this variable, I want to store my data. So that is what we called as here EMP percentile row type. What it mean? Row type already discussed now. Anchor notations. What is the advantage of row type? EMP table complete row data can be accessed, not specific columns. Complete row data. So that is what we called as here one small I variable I declared. After that, you just go for begin. After begin, what we want to write? Open C1. Open C1, and here I'm going to assigning my select query. So here for keyword, how to assign? Select star. Star, why I'm using star? Because all. Star from which table? EMP. Suppose where you need department number is equals to 10, for example. Okay, na? After open, then what we want to do, data I need to fetch. The fetching statement, I'm using simple loop. Under simple loop, I'm writing fetch C1 and storing into where? Storing into I, because I is my variable. So I. Then after fetching, what should be right? Exit. When I want to exit, when C1 percentile data is not found. Okay. Suppose your data is found. What should we do? Print. How to print? DBMS underscore output dot put underscore line of come on, I dot EMP number concatenation I dot e name, concatenation, I dot department number, something I'm taking now. Okay, if you want it all columns, you can write all, right? So now after that, next what we want to do, end my loop. Simple loop should be end. Next, close C1. Cursor, your weak refer cursor variable memory, close. Then after, end begin statement. Okay, to execute now. So how many people came? 3 people. Who is this? Miller, Clerk, and King. So all are which department people? 10 department, because I'm asking only 10 department. Okay, now. So execution, everything will be same, but only the difference is what now? Our select query statement, not at declaration, at execution. Why I'm saying execution means, can you tell me this is which block? This is which block? Execution block, not a declaration block. Execution means runtime. Yes. Okay. That's why it is called a dynamic cursor. Right down below. And here some gaps you required means you can put it what now? Comma. Actually, I forgot it. Then your output will be okay, comma, Miller, comma. Okay, right. This is what now? Weak refer cursor. Same as come to strong refer cursor. Okay. I want to check now. So strong ref cursor with single tool. So strong ref cursor. First, what we want to do? Is it any predefined data type here? No. So that means user has to create a, yes. What is the syntax to create? See, in this program only I'm writing. Okay, na? In this program only I'm writing. What is that? Type name. What is our type name given? UD underscore ref cursor is ref cursor return type. So what is my return type? EMP percentile row type. This is my return type. Understand na? So because I'm going to returning what? Row. So entire row I'm returning. So this is my EMP percentile row type. Now in place, now user defined data type is created. This name I have to use or not? Yes or no? In place of this user def. And remaining all are same. No changes. Okay. Let me come out and see to execute this entire program. Okay. So now you got it, your output. Right on. Today Wednesday, na Thursday, na Wednesday. The batch is started when? May? Okay. 18 or 19? 19? 18? 18. 18 Thursday. Demos. 20. Okay, right. So now this is what we called, strong refer cursor with a single table. Okay, now? And now here 2 points are observed carefully. Strong refer cursor compulsory having which type? Return type. See, return keyword I'm using. But weak refer cursor, no return types. Okay, now? That's the first point. Second point is what now? Strong refer cursor is having its own data type. Okay, now for the variable. But here, no. User has to declare first variable. Okay, then after that way, first declare the data type. Then after, with the help of that user defined data type, I can declare my variable. 2 points are clear. Last point is what now? Weak refer cursor can access data from any table, more than one, but strong, only one. So that point I will discuss with practically on tomorrow. Okay, na? So tomorrow I will give that example on that. Okay, all right. Okay, guys, and tomorrow we will continue, and notes I will upload later. Okay, time now it is over. Okay, I will upload today night. I will upload. Okay, na? Right, guys, and yeah, maximum. I already informed na end of this month. So maximum 25, 26 in the week it will be completed. Okay, na? All right, guys. So thank you so much.